What's up, guys? It's JGB Gaming here, and today we have the 6th episode of our Grimsby Town Road to Glory. And to start this episode off, we host Peterborough United in the FA Cup. We will be lining up in a 3-4-1-2. We'll have Campbell in goal, Stewart, Pollock, and Rafferty at center backs, Sibley and Staunton at center mids, Sardella and Lancaster at outside mids, McNamee at attacking mid, with Dyke and Vertanen up top. Peterborough United will be lining up in a 5-2-1-2. We have formations that are very similar to each other, so this should be a game that favors us as we are the better team. In the 30th minute, we lose the ball before Lancaster makes a silly tackle and slide tackles a player from behind, and the referee gives him a red card, as we are now down to 10 men after just a half hour. In the 79th minute, McNamee has the ball. He plays Lynch, who plays Dyke in behind the defense as he curls it around the keeper to put us up 1-0. In the 89th minute, Lynch is dribbling with the ball. He just goes past defenders before he puts it into the side netting to seal the game off at 2-0. Since Lancaster did get a red card in that game, he will be suspended for a game. Looking at our youth academy, this is one player that I'm looking to promote to the first team. Callum Hill, he's an attacking right mid. He has an overall of 57 with a potential of 80 to 86. I will most likely not be keeping him for very long. However, we could use with a little bit of depth this season. Connor Richardson is another player that I'm looking to promote. He is a defensive-minded left back. He has a 56 overall. He has a potential of 84 to 90, so he definitely could be a player for us in the future. Another player that I'm looking to promote is Will Bennett. He is an attacking left wing. He has a 58 overall. He has a potential of 81 to 87. I will be looking to sell him in a couple of seasons. However, he could give us depth for the rest of the year. The final player that I'm promoting is Peter Quinn. He is a physically strong, tall striker with a potential of 73 to 93. So I don't know what his potential will end up being, as he could be a key player for us, or another player we just end up selling. Looking at our youth academy scouts heading into the end of the season, we will have one scout going to Scotland to find some playmakers, another scout going to Northern Ireland to find some technically gifted players, and our third scout will be heading to England to find some attackers. We now have the first leg of the Carabao Cup semifinals as we travel to Anfield. Liverpool will be lining up in a 4-3-3 false 9. They are a very, very solid team, so we will definitely need some cup magic. We will be lining up in the 3-4-1-2. The only change we have made is Dylan is in for Lancaster as he is out suspended. In the 10th minute, Liverpool have the ball. Firmino gets played in behind the defense. He puts it past Campbell to put Liverpool up 1-0. In the 52nd minute, Liverpool have the ball on the edge of our box. They work it around before it falls back to Firmino, who hits it first time past Campbell to put Liverpool up 2-0. In the 69th minute, Van Dijk has the ball on the edge of our box. He plays it to Wijnaldum. His first shot doesn't go, but his second shot does, as Liverpool will go up 3-0. At full time, we would go on to lose Liverpool 3-0. However, there is still a second leg, so we do have a chance to turn it around. One player that we have loaned out is Keith McDonald, as he will be going out on a short loan for the rest of the season to UD Almeria. After beating Peterborough in the FA Cup, we have been drawn against Manchester United as we travel to Old Trafford for that game. Manchester United will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. The player we're definitely going to have to watch out for is Bruno Fernandes. We will again be lining up in this 3-4-1-2 as Lancaster is back into the starting lineup after a suspension. At full time, we will end up drawing 0-0 as we will have to face them again in the replay. We now host Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semifinals after we lost to them in the first leg 3-0. For this game, I've decided to change up our formation slightly as we change to a 3-1-4-2, as we'll have Staunton playing center back with McNamee and Sibley playing at center mids. Liverpool have only made one change as Curtis Jones is in left mid. In the 14th minute, Liverpool get the ball in behind the defense. Firmino lays it back to Keita, who puts it into the back of the net to put them up 4-0 on aggregate. In the 20th minute, Liverpool has the ball on the edge of our box. Keita's first shot does not go. He then gets the rebound as his teammate plays it to him to put them up 5-0 on aggregate. In the 34th minute, Dyke is played in behind the defense. He bodies off Vandenberg before putting it into the back of the net off the post to make it 5-1 on aggregate. In the 71st minute, Lancaster is played in behind the defense. He's 1-1 with Allison and puts it into the back of the net as we are now down 5-2 on aggregate. In the 78th minute, Sibley is dribbling in behind the defense. He shoots, Allison saves it, but he's able to convert the rebound, as we are now only down 5-3 on aggregate. In the 87th minute, Lancaster has the ball out wide. He crosses it in. It falls to McNamee, who puts it into the back of the net easily, as we're now only down 5-4 on aggregate. At full time, we would go on to win 4-2. However, we lost 5-4 on aggregate. We may have been knocked out, but this shows that we can definitely keep up with the big boys. Again, we were knocked out in the semifinals of the Carabao Cup. However, the other three teams are Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal. So for a League One side, it is not the end of the world. We now host Manchester United in the FA Cup replay. We have not made any changes to our starting lineup from that game against Liverpool. Manchester United have made a couple of changes. We definitely will have to target Twansby and Borthwick Jackson, as they are their worst players. In the 11th minute, Dyke is in behind the defense. He backheels it to Vertanen, who gets the ball and puts it into the back of the net to put us up 1-0. In the 74th minute, Sardella is wide open on the outside. He then cuts it into Dyke, who is able to put it into the back of the net to put us up 2-0. At full time, we would go on to win 2-0 with goals from Vertanen and Dyke. One player that has ended up growing in potential and is now old enough to see his status is David Jackson, as he has potential to be special. He is definitely going to be a key player for us in the future. We do have some tough news, as Sardella is suspended for our next game. We now have the area final of the Leasing.com trophy as we host our main rivals, Scunthorpe United. We will be lining up in that 3-1-4-2, and Dylan will be inserted for Sardella as he is out suspended. Scunthorpe United will be lining up in a 4-4-1-1. I do not see any of these players as a main threat, however, we cannot underestimate them. In the 15th minute, Scunthorpe United get the ball. They're then able to play it into their striker, who puts it past Campbell to put them up 1-0 early in the game. In the 22nd minute, McNamee steps up to take the free kick. He puts it under the wall and into the back of the net as we tie the game up at 1-1. After 90 minutes, we would end up tying 1-1. Heading into penalties, our order will be Dyke going first, then Dylan, then Lancaster, then McNamee, then Vertanen, then Rafferty, and then Sibley. Dyke now steps up to take the first penalty. They look to go bottom left corner, but the keeper is able to save it. Campbell is not able to save Scunthorpe's first taker. Dylan now steps up as we look to put it in the right upper 90. We're able to do so after he hits it crossbar down. Scunthorpe's second taker steps up, and he completely misses the frame as we are now level on penalties. Lancaster looks to put it bottom left corner, and he is able to do so. Green now steps up for Scunthorpe United. Campbell is able to easily save that shot as McNamee now steps up as he looks to put it in the top left corner. He chips the keeper, and we are able to do so, meaning that if Campbell is now able to save this PK, then we are able to go on. The player steps up, and he sends Campbell the wrong way, as it is now in the hands of Vertanen. Vertanen looks to put it in the bottom right corner. He sends the keeper the wrong way, converting the penalty to knock our main rivals Scunthorpe United out of the Leasing.com trophy. At full time, we would want to knock out Scunthorpe United of the Leasing.com trophy 4-2 on penalties after drawing the game at 1-1. We did get some bad news a couple of games after that Scunthorpe game, as Sibley is out for 3 weeks with a sprained knee injury. We now have a very important game in the league as we face Oxford United. We are currently in first, playing 34 games with 84 points, and they are in second with playing 35 games and having 77 points. So if we are able to win this game, we will be 10 points ahead with a game in hand. We have some bad news heading into that game against Oxford United, as Pollock is currently suspended for that game. We now travel to the Kassam Stadium to face Oxford United. Oxford United will be lining up in a 4-3-3 holding. We will be lining up in a 3-1-4-2. Our midfield and strikers have stayed the same. However, our back line, we will now have Staunton at right center back, Stewart as center back, with Rafferty at left center back. In the 26th minute, after the corner, we get the ball out wide. Sibley gets it. He turns the defender and puts it past the keeper to put us up 1-0. In the 38th minute, the ball goes out wide. Lancaster. He plays it into Sibley. Sibley crosses it to Vertanen, who puts it into the back of the net to put us up 2-0. In the 42nd minute, McNamee has a free kick. He steps up, puts it underneath the wall and into the back of the net as we go up 3-0. In stoppage time of the first half, the ball gets played into Lancaster. It goes off the post before it falls to Sardella, who puts us up 4-0 before halftime. In the 63rd minute, Dyke is played in behind the defense. He then cuts it back to Sullivan, who hits it first time into the back of the net to put us up 5-0. At full time, we would go on to beat Oxford United 5-0, as we had goals from Sibley, Vertanen, McNamee, Sardella, and Sullivan. We now have an FA Cup game against Reading. We have been able to return our team to the best starting 11 since there are no injuries or suspensions. Reading will be lining up in a 4-1-4-1. The player that we're going to have to watch out for is Puskas, their striker. In the 6th minute, Sardella gets the ball out wide. He carries it himself before shooting it into the back of the net to put us up 1-0 early in the game. At full time, that goal from Sardella in the 6th minute would be the only goal as we knock Reading out of the FA Cup after beating them 1-0. One youth player that I'm extremely excited about is Larry Clark. He was 15 years old. He is now 16 years old. He is a 6'6" right back with an overall of 66 and a potential of 92 to 94, as he definitely will be a crucial first team player for probably the rest of his career at Grimsby Town. We have gotten even better news as it is confirmed that he has potential to be special. Another player that I'm promoting is Connor Wilson. He is a 60 overall. He has a potential of 76 to 94, as he could be a potentially good player for us in the future. However, we just do not know at this current moment. Since Connor Wilson is a 60 overall, we can see that he is an exciting prospect, so he could have a good future at the club. Another player that I'm promoting is Colm Hennessy. He is a 5'8" winger. He is a 63 overall with a potential of 73 to 94. We have gotten some good news as he is an exciting prospect, so he definitely has a future at the club. For our next game, we do have some bad news as Sibley is suspended with a red card. We now face Tottenham Hotspur in the FA Cup. We will continue to line up in our 3-1-4-2 as Lynch is in for the suspended Sibley. Tottenham Hotspur will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. The two players that we definitely are going to have to watch out for is Dele Alli and Harry Kane. In the 7th minute, Harry Kane passes the ball out wide. Dele Alli then plays Harry Kane in behind the defense before he puts it near post past Campbell to put them Spurs up 1-0. In the 19th minute, Spurs get the ball out wide. It is then played back into Skip, who puts it past Campbell to put Tottenham up 2-0 now. In the 49th minute, Harry Kane passes the ball back to his teammate. He then gets it crossed right into his feet as he puts the Spurs up 3-0. In the 60th minute, Lancaster is dribbling in behind the defense. No defender steps to him before he is able to put it into the back of the net to put us now down 3-1. At full time, we would end up losing to Spurs 3-1 as we get knocked out of the FA Cup. For our next game, we do have a slight team managing issue as we have Vertanen, Campbell, and Dyke all out on international duty along with Dylan. That game that we have upcoming is our EFL League game against Scunthorpe United, our main rivals. Scunthorpe United will be lining up in a 4-4-1-1. The player that we're definitely going to have to watch out for is Van Veen, as he seems to always score against us. We will be lining up in a 3-4-3 this game, as we'll have Moore in goal. We'll have Stewart, Pollock, and Rafferty at center backs, Sullivan and Staunton at center mids, Sibley at left mid, Sardella at right mid, McNamee at right wing, Hennessy at left wing, with Lancaster up top. In the 10th minute, Scunthorpe United have the ball on the edge of our box. One of their players makes a brilliant run, and he puts it into the back of the net to put them up 1-0. In the 21st minute, Scunthorpe United get the ball out wide. It is then played on the ground past our defenders and put into the back of the net, as we are now down 2-0. In the 29th minute, we have the ball on the edge of their box. It is
played into Hennessy from Staunton as he puts it into the back of the net to make the score now 2-1. At full time, we would go on to lose the game 2-1. In the final of the Leasing.com trophy, we have been drawn against Luton Town. We now travel to Wembley Stadium to face Luton Town in the Leasing.com trophy final. For this game, we will be lining up in a 4-4-1-1. Campbell is in goal. Sardella, Pollock, Stewart, and Rafferty make up our defense. Sullivan and Staunton are in at center mids. Lancaster and McNamee out wide. Sibley at attacking mid with Vertainen up top. Luton Town will be lining up in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, as we definitely are going to have to take advantage of our natural width. In the 7th minute, Luton Town have the ball. They find the ball on the edge of our box. Their striker gets played in behind the defense as he puts it past Campbell to put Luton Town up 1-0. In the 12th minute, Vertainen holds the ball up. He plays it to Staunton. Staunton beats the defender before he puts it past the keeper to level the game at 1-1. In the 50th minute, Luton Town have the ball out wide. It's played into our box. It is then crossed as their player beats Sardella for the header as Luton Town go up 2-1. In the 53rd minute, Vertainen gets the ball. He plays it in behind the defense for Sibley. He cuts back and then curls it around the keeper to tie the game up at 2-2. In the 63rd minute, Vertainen is in behind the defense. He's then able to put it past the keeper to put us up 3-2. At full time, we would go on to beat Luton Town 3-2 as Staunton, Sibley, and Vertainen were able to score for us. The players now get together to celebrate as we have gone on to win the Leasing.com trophy. It definitely was a rough road, so this is definitely worth it as we now get to celebrate a piece of silverware this season. The players now line up to celebrate with the trophy as Pollock, our captain, will be the one to lift the trophy. Pollock now steps up to lift the Leasing.com trophy. And he lifts the trophy as we are now officially Leasing.com trophy winners. Here is the team picture as Grimsby Town are Leasing.com trophy champions. With our success in the Leasing.com trophy, that did not distract us in the league as we were able to go on to win the league with 109 points. Dyke would end up finishing as a top goal scorer as he scored 27 goals in 37 games. For the players who registered the most assists, we would have Lancaster and Sardella tie for third with 10 assists, and we would also have Sibley come in fourth with 9 assists. Campbell, our goalkeeper, was able to keep the most clean sheets as he was able to keep 15 clean sheets in 37 games played. Pollock would end up getting 7 yellow cards, which was tied for the second most. In the FA Cup, we were knocked out in the 6th round by Spurs 3-1. Campbell would end up with the most clean sheets in the FA Cup as he had 4 clean sheets in 6 games. Lancaster would be one of the 8 players who received a red card in the FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup, we would lose on aggregate 5-4 to Liverpool. Sibley would end up tying for second in goals as he had 4 in 7 games. Sardella and McNamee would end up tying for second with assists as they had 3 in 7 games. Campbell would finish in third for clean sheets as he had 2 in 7 games. In the Leasing.com trophy, we would end up winning it all as we beat Luton Town 3-2 in the final. Vertainen would end up tying for third with the most goals as he had 2 goals in 6 games. For the players who ended up keeping the most clean sheets, we would actually have 2 tie for first, as we had McCohen, who had 2 clean sheets in 2 games, and Campbell, who had 2 clean sheets in 4 games. White would end up with the most yellow cards in the Leasing.com trophy as he had 2 in 2 games. Staunton would end up being one of 5 players to receive a red card. Looking at the team's stats for this season, Pollock would be the player who appeared in the most games for us as he appeared in 67 games. Rafferty would come in second with 63 games, and McNamee would end up in third with 60 games appeared in. Our top goal scorer this season would end up being Dyke as he scored 35 goals in 54 games. In second was McNamee as he scored 20 in 60. and third was Virtanen as he scored 19 and 53. Sardella would end up being the player who had the most assists as he had 15 assists. Lancaster had 14 assists, and McNamee and Sibley tied for third with 10 assists. Our players who were able to keep the most clean sheets, we had Virtanen, Pollock, and Sardella tie for first with 24. Campbell and Rafferty tie for second with 23, and Dyke and Lancaster tie for third with 22. At the end of the season, our highest overall players, Sibley would end up being our best player as he is now a 75 overall. Gioacchini, Virtanen, and Campbell are tied for second as they are 74 overalls. Dyke, McNamee, Pollock, and Sardella would end up tying for third as they are 73 overalls. Sam Russell would be the only player whose overall decreased as he is now old and retiring. The player whose overall increased the most was Keith McDonald, who was out on loan for a majority of the season, as his overall went up by 7. Peterson, Moore, O'Neill, Murphy, Bryan, and Kavanaugh's overall went up by 6, with Campbell and McNamee's going up by 5. Sibley is currently our player who is worth the most amount of money as he is now worth $16.5 million. Virtanen is in second as he's worth $14 million. Campbell is in third as he's worth $11 million. Looking at our club financially, the club is now worth $21.1 million, and we have a projection of being worth $40.57 million. Looking at our overall career summary, we have won 2 league titles, we have won 1 domestic cup, our biggest win was our 5-0 win against Bristol Rovers, our biggest defeat was our 6-2 loss versus Luton Town, our record transfer fee was $2,350,000, we have played 188 games, we have won 119, we have drew 30, we have lost 39, we have scored 353 goals while only allowing 197 goals. Looking at this 2021-2022 season specifically, the club wanted us to win the league title, which we would end up doing. The club wanted us to reach the round of 32 stage in the FA Cup, which we did, and we did even better than they expected as we lost in the 6th round. In the Carabao Cup, we made it to the semifinals, we won the league, and we won the Leasing.com trophy. We were able to win 1 Manager of the Month award. Our record transfer fee that we paid was for Sardella of $2.35 million. The record transfer fee that we received was for Burnham of $1.5 million. This season, we played 68 games, we won 50, we drew 5, we lost 13, we scored 139 goals while only allowing 64. Thank you all for watching. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded a video from the series, but I can guarantee you that there will be more videos of this series coming out soon. So if you want to check out the rest of the episodes of this series, click on the playlist on the screen. And it's JTB Gaming, signing off.